Undoubtedly, Christine Brown did the best job she could to raise 6 kids without Kody Brown being present the majority of the time. Recently, Sister Wives fans began to question why Paedon Brown was kicked out by Christine. Christine Brown works through challenges. Undeniably, raising 6 kids without a full-time father in the home had to be a huge challenge for Christine Brown. Although Christine was part of the plural family with Meri, Janelle, Robyn, and Kody Brown, it wasn't easy to be solo frequently with 6 kids in tow. Kody and Christine share 5 girls: Aspen, Mykelti, Gwendolyn, Isabel, and Truly, and 1 son, Paedon. Primarily, Christine was managing her household on her own as the kids were growing up. Undeniably, Paedon has a strong personality. Likewise, growing up with 5 sisters along with a huge plural family, it was hard to meet everyone's needs. At that time, Paedon was struggling with anger and bitterness from his life experiences. In many ways, before the family made the move to Flagstaff, Paedon had become stagnant. Admittedly, Paedon Brown says his mother was the one to give him the boot out of the house, not Kody. So why did Christine kick Paedon out before moving to Flagstaff? Why did Christine kick Paedon Brown out? On Reddit, Sister Wives fans bring up a discussion about Paedon Brown being kicked out by Christine Brown. First, the user says, Paedon kicked out. Then they continue saying, so I have heard several podcast and YouTube interviews with Paedon, and it's been mentioned several times how Christine kicked him out the house before the move to Flagstaff. Anyone have any idea why, or has this been discussed by others? He was never asked why or what happens, and I'm generally curious. One user replies, from an interview, he said that he wasn't in school and he wasn't working either. Christine said to him that he wasn't going to come to Flagstaff with them. He said, it was like she was sort of kicking me out, but it was the best thing my mom could do for me as I wasn't moving forward. If anything, I was going backwards. I am glad she said that. It really was the best thing for me. Other Sister Wives fans give their thoughts. After the initial post on Reddit, other Sister Wives fans gave their thoughts on the situation of Christine Brown kicking Paedon Brown out of her house. I don't think she technically kicked him out per se. She just told him he couldn't move to Flagstaff with them, and he needed to figure out what he was doing. Aspen, Mykelti, and Isabel all left at 18 big. She had a rule that she thought they should get of the house and experience being on their own. The only one of her kids that stayed at home while in school was Gwen, and I think that had a lot to do with the pandemic. And for some reason, I recall hearing Paedon talk about this at some point. He didn't give a reason why, but I recall him saying it was for the best, and he really needed that push or something like that. Another user says, it's weird because Janelle let her kids stay with her as long as they needed. She didn't kick them out, but her kids always were moving towards a goal as well, whether it was school or buying a house. I think Paedon may have been in a bit of a standstill, and she felt like he needed that push. Like you said, Janelle's kids seemed to be working towards a goal. Paedon Brown thinks Christine was right. Admittedly, Christine Brown recognized Paedon Brown. Living with her at 23 without a job wasn't good for him. However, Paedon acknowledges his mom saw his life wasn't going anywhere with her allowing him to stay. Undeniably, she knew he needed a little tough love to help him grow and told him he had to leave. When interviewed, Paedon understood her reason for essentially throwing him out. Furthermore, he admits it was what he needed to spread his wings. One Redditor says, he did say that it was the best thing that ever happened to him. For those interested, the interview is on Surviving Sister Wives podcast. Another commenter disagrees with Christine's approach. They say, I have sons similar in age to Christian's kids. I can't imagine taking the tough love route that Christine did with her kids when they hit adulthood, especially since back in the day, it seemed more to do with pleasing Kody than giving Paedon a fighting chance. I know that as a parent, learning when to let your kids fly is one of the toughest things to do. But judging by what we see in Paedon's socials, he really could have used more time to mature and more direction in adult life. Do you think Christian regrets pushing Paedon out of the nest? Paedon kicked out? BU/plain strength 722 in Sister Wives Sins. What do you think about Christine Brown's approach to motivating Paedon Brown to move out on his own? Are you ready to see more Sister Wives episodes? Drop your comments below.